And thank you for joining us for this Valentine's Day presentation of the NBA. It's a matchup you're going to love right here on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. David Aldridge will join us from the sidelines. We're live from Portland, Oregon. Hometown fans are cheering for their Trailblazers. You look at the Warriors. Well, they're entering a bit of a soft spot in their schedule, facing off guys against some of the lower-ranked teams in the league, and we'll see if they're able to take advantage and pad their win total.
And you'd expect nothing less from the defending champs. They've taken every team's best shot, withstood the scrutiny, and approached the playoffs here with the utmost confidence.
You know, obviously, they've been in this situation before, heading toward the postseason, really trying to peak at just the right time.
And as things get ready to roll, let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's on the sideline. David?
Thanks, guys. Well, look, the Trailblazers are a promising young team. They've gone through their growing pains at times, but point guard Damian Lillard says the work ethic gives them optimism. He says when you have a group of guys that puts in time like this, you got to believe. When you see it every day, you know it has to work out at some point. Kevin?
Thanks, David. What a leader Lillard has become for this team. The Blazers' future is certainly bright with him at the helm. Partway through the season, some rookies are starting to hit that wall, that imaginary rookie wall. Doris, what can they do to power through it and continue?
You know, Kevin, I think this is where having the great leadership of veterans who understand what these young guys are going through, and then they help them, right? So they understand, one, nutrition becomes important, so that's part of the conversation. Getting the appropriate rest, right? You can't go burning the candle at both ends, and so much of a rookie's experience or a young guy's experience in the league is shaped by the veterans around them.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So for the Golden State Warriors right now, lethal shooting pair of Clay and KD out on the perimeter. Inside, we've got Draymond at the 4 and Pachulia to his side. And it's Curry in at the point. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Lillard with it. He's an offensive force, averaging nearly 26 points a game. Pass to Aminu. Back to Lillard. Fires for 3. Warriors with the rebound. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And once they established that flow offensively, really never got any resistance from the D.
I think, Greg, you can't expect to win with that kind of effort. The defense was nowhere to be found, and it cost them all night long.
Again, the miss by Lillard. Turner against Durant. He feeds it to Curry. Dishes it to Pachulia. Clock at 6 for 3. Durant. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Boy, the three-point stroke is just so effortless by Kevin Durant. It is a thing of beauty.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic. It's deflected. Curry kicks to Thompson. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. Turner with it, guarded now by Durant. Pass to Lillard. Aminu with the screen on Curry. There's the feed to Aminu. Back to Lillard. The 3. Lillard again missing. Golden State's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter.
And Draymond Green just does so many things well on the basketball floor. But to me, above all else, he really is an elite defender who allows this team to be creative with their lineups. You can just put him on any player at any position and feel comfortable with his impact.
That's good from Durant. And with Green, it just seems that as long as he's going to be in the league, he'll be in contention for Defensive Player of the Year. Draymond, Greg, has been that dominant on that end of the floor.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And one thing's for certain, you don't want to go at him when you need a bucket. views it as a challenge, almost an insult if a guy wants to attack him. And he just has a knack for making winning plays on the defensive side of the floor.
Boy, how outstanding at the line has this guy been. One of the best free throw shooting big men you will ever find.
And Lillard kicks to Turner. Over Durant. No good off the front iron.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Passes it to Pachulia. Green, the screen. Right side, Durant. Over Aminu. Durant. That's good. Durant's got 7 points.
I tell you, there's very little you can do against Kevin Durant with the size, the release point, the quickness. Anytime he wants a shot, he can get it.
Now here's Turner. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Kicks it to Nurkic to end the run, and he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. And for the Blazers, Greg, you could make the case they possess the second-best backcourt in the NBA after the Splash Brothers with Lillard and McCollum.
Yeah, certainly offensively. I mean, they're just about unguardable. The questions begin at the other end. And when you factor in defense, I think you could find some debate there as some other groups tend to do a better job on that side of the ball.
And he can't get the first one. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Ed Davis is checked in for Aminu. Reese Harkless comes in for Evan Turner. Pat Connaughton, he's checked in for McCollum. And Shabazz Napier subbed in for Lillard. Different look here for the Warriors. West is checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Green. Patrick McCaw, he's checked in for Klay Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Curry. Yours, you ended a very successful college career a few years before professional women's basketball was fully established. How much do you wish you could have had a chance to go pro and play in what is now the WNBA?
How about this, Kev? The last 10 minutes of my senior season, the last 10 minutes of my final game, I blow out my knee. Otherwise, I would have gone to either Sweden or Ireland to play professionally. But sure, of course I wish the WNBA was formed. It came 10 years after my graduation in 1987. Oh, what could have been.
Yeah. And Doris is thriving, right? I mean, there is such a following for the WNBA.
Last year's finals may be the most competitive in history. It's really grown leaps and bounds.
So fun to watch. McCaw with the bucket.
And right now, they have all the momentum. I mean, just look at the score.
No, there's no doubt. You can see it. The lead continues to grow. They're not slowing down. I love the pressure they're applying.
And here's the fast break. Here's Iguodala with the putback. And staying with the play, Iguodala.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland. This game coming after a loss against the Jazz.
And offensively, that night, it seemed like anytime they took one step forward, they'd end up taking 2 steps back.
It didn't seem, Greg, like they ever got any rhythm on the offensive end. They were in a hurry to get their shots off. It's really difficult to win that way.
And with the tide running against them, needs to talk it over with his guys.
Well, Greg, I think I love the timeout call. At least it gives you a shift in momentum. It's a smart move.
Leonard, he's checked in for Nurkic. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Warriors.
And the three-point shot was a huge part of their game plan. When it was falling, it made them very hard to defend. Opponents were stretched out all over the place.
We've got 1:13 left to play in the first quarter. Connaughton kicks to Napier. Leonard with the screen on West. Just 5 to shoot. There's a good screen. Off the pick. Andre Iguodala comes up with the rebound. 44 seconds left in the first. And there's the pass to Livingston. He dishes it to Durant. Over Harkless. Again, Golden State.
And guys, they've come out and established a rhythm. And also their play calling has been on point.
Yeah, I think that's exactly how they've built this lead. They played as one, shared the basketball, running their offense to perfection.
Here's Napier. Kevin Durant picking up that last basket. Here's Connaughton. No good. They had a chance to end the run there. Durant, the pass to Livingston. Right wing. Here's McCaw. Offline with his three. And a double-digit lead on the scoreboard as we end the first quarter of play. Warriors ahead. They lead by 12. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And we resume our Valentine's Day broadcast. Glad to have you with us. And guys, we've seen the Warriors really take control here.
I'll tell you, when you take care of the backboards, good things seem to happen.
Well, I think it's been a priority to hit the glass, no doubt, and using their length and athleticism to perfection on the boards.
Setting the floor for the Warriors. Livingston is out there with McCaw. Then there's Iguodala. Then there's West. And it's Young in at the small forward position. Now here's Livingston. T right on him. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss. No good on the shot. The Warriors go the other way with it. Their last encounter was in Oakland.
And they just had it going from deep. Plus, they were efficient about it.
I thought, Greg, masterful ball movement and shooting for them that night. They were draining every three in sight.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Hey, the Portland Trail Blazers are developing a great chemistry for a young team. Damian Lillard takes the team to San Diego every September for bonding purposes, and he told me how much we like each other, how much time we spend around each other. That shows you a team that is really together. It is a unit. We have each other's back. Kevin?
And it's critical to establish camaraderie early on. Thank you, D.A. Sounds like Lillard has this team headed in the right direction. And that replay presented by Under Armour showing us the fantastic steal that led to that fast break finish. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now, here's Livingston. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change.
And listen, sometimes even the best of us are going to miss the easiest of opportunities.
Here's Harkless, trailing by 10. The dish to Napier. Leonard with a screen on West. 6 on the shot clock. Davis sets a screen. Here's Connaughton, and no good, trying to use the glass. And here comes Livingston, leading the fast break. True on the 14-footer.
Timeout.
Livingston's got the lead up to 12 now for the Warriors. Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over. Doris, so much offense is perimeter generated right now. What, if anything, could get us back to running more plays, say, through the post?
Do you think we could reinvent Hakeem Olajuwon or perhaps Patrick Ewing or
I
Bill
wish we
Russell?
could. I wish we could.
Because I know this.
Good point.
Every time I walk by a pickup game on the outside, you see guys sprinting to the three-point line and looking to be Steph Curry.
I know. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Al-Farouq Aminu, he's checked in for Davis. Turner comes in for Harkless. C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for Pat Connaughton. And Lillard subbed in for Shabazz Napier. Different look here for the Warriors. Pachulia, he's checked in for West. Green comes in for Andre Iguodala. Thompson, he's checked in for Patrick McCaw. And Steph Curry subbed in for Sean Livingston. And one of the most dangerous shooters in the league, Damian Lillard, only needs a sliver of daylight break to get that baby off.
Yeah, I mean, he'll brush off the comparisons to Steph Curry, but he presents some of the same problems for the defense. Deep range, a quick release, and just one of the nastiest step-back jumpers in the game.
The first free throw is good. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Portland. No free throws good from Lillard.
And at the line, it's all about consistency with him. His routine, his stroke, it never wavers.
Curry kicks to Thompson. Over McCollum. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Thompson. Now we have a moment to look at how the blocks have been stacking up over the past several months for Nurkic.
We're just not seeing that same fierceness out of him defensively these last few months. He's lost a little bit of that intimidation factor. He's not blocking as many shots, and he's not making the same impact on that end of the floor.
Trailblazers trail by 10. Nurkic a screen on Curry. Lillard with it, and Curry picks him up defensively. Here's McCollum, and the lead is down inside single digits.
I'll tell you, good work to pound it down low and finish in tight.
Curry kicks to Young. Feeds to Thompson. Over McCollum. Nice shot by Thompson. Thompson's got his first basket.
Well, you simply cannot allow Klay Thompson any daylight to shoot the basketball, especially in the mid-range.
Nurkic against Pachulia. Lillard from outside. Drills it from outside. Lillard's got 5.
Well, he's a guy that can adapt and adjust to any defense he's up against. It's really something to watch.
Curry dishes to Thompson. Goes up on the wing. It's hauled in by the Trailblazers. Thompson against Lillard. McCollum outside. With the teardrop, up and in, off to an efficient start. 2 for 3 from the field.
And how about last season, Steve Kerr becoming the fastest coach in NBA history to reach the 200-win plateau? This guy has had nothing but success in his first run and already considered one of the elite coaches in the league.
2 points. That one goes.
And that's such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
Green, the screen. Curry kicks to Thompson. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in. Thompson's got 5 points now this quarter. And Doris, for Kerr to get win number 200, the team only needed 238 games played. For those wondering, that is an insane 84% winning percentage.
Wow. Yeah, Kev, you look at all the coaches in any sport, and none of them comes close to that career winning percentage. And for all his success, the guy remains humble and does nothing but give credit to the players. This guy deserves recognition for an incredible record.
Here's Green after the basket by Yusuf Nurkic. Picked by Pachulia. Outside, Green. Charity stripe shot. And that one comes up a bit short. Trailblazers trail by 4. Here's McCollum. Green with the block.
Draymond Green twice on the pipe, sends it right back to the shooter.
5 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Here's Curry. And it's Portland with the rebound. Nurkic has got his 6th rebound on the night. McCollum passes to Lillard. From deep. And the Trailblazers, another 3.
And when Lillard's hitting the tray ball, it really opens things up for him. As good a passer as he is, he becomes a major headache for the D if he gets hot from beyond.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Warriors lead by 1. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Coach Terry Stotts. Coach, it's a hard game so far. Going into the second half, what will you tell your team?
We just got to compete. Keep competing, trust each other, and make plays.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. A tremendous start for Kevin Durant. He had 9 points and 2 assists. Taking a look at the Warriors, Kenny, what'd you think?
I was super impressed with their shot selection. I think that was part of the strategy coming in. They wanted to be patient with the basketball, move it around, and get high percentage looks. Obviously, that's going to be big.
Shaq, how do you think Portland plays?
I really like how they limited turnovers. They didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie. I don't know how many points, a lot of easy points. They'll be in good shape if they can keep making the same smart plays.
That's it for now as the second half's just about ready to go.
Welcome back. Downtown Portland looking spectacular tonight from the air. Such a scenic location here in Oregon. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. What a game we're seeing from Kevin Durant.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
Here we go now, the start of the third quarter, welcoming you back in a closely contested first half so far. Aminu and Nurkic up front. The incredible pair of Lillard and McCollum are at the 1 and 2, and it's Turner in at the 3. That's the group on the floor for Portland. Nice work there coming off the screen. Durant's got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Warriors.
Guys, think about the impact Steph Curry has had on the next generation of players, right? Kids all over are shooting three-point bombs and trying to handle the basketball like Steph Curry. He has changed the game at a generational level with his ability to score it.
Lillard misses.
A blown opportunity after the two-man game creates a terrific look.
Well, he simply misfired. You've got to capitalize when the screen opens up wide-open shots like that.
Now here's Curry. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. Picked by Pachulia. There's Green with the 3. Gets the three-pointer to fall. And Doris, I'm sure there are a ton of young coaches out there having to explain why a pull-up 3 from 30 isn't a good idea most of the times. But then Curry's shooting ability has made that a common shot for him.
Right. His name is already on the top of most of the major three-point records in NBA history. But this guy has put a ton of time into his craft, and he's a once-in-a-generation type shooter.
Puts up a 3. Rebound by Nurkic. Nurkic has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Fellas, Al-Farouq Aminu has established himself as a great defensive player, and he wants that recognition. He said, my goal every year is to be Defensive Player of the Year. I want to guard 1 through 4 and even 5 sometimes. I want it to be known that I'm a great defender. I want the league to recognize that. Kevin?
Thanks, David. Aminu continues to prove his worth on the defensive end. His length and quickness certainly hard to deal with. Now here's Turner, following the shot by Kevin Durant. They need this one. That's good, and the Warrior lead is cut down to 5 on the bucket from Nurkic.
Finally, they get one to drop. That's one of their first 4 here in the third.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here. And there are so many high-powered offenses out there nowadays. Which coaches do you think, though, devise the best defensive schemes to counter those terrific offenses?
Well, certainly some of the most identifiable defensive minds in the NBA. Greg Popovich comes to mind. Tom Thibodeau comes to mind. Quinn Snyder. I don't think you can overlook the Golden State Warriors. They've been one of the best defensive teams for the last several years as well. So credit to Steve Kerr and his great defensive coordinator, Ron Adams.
Good read by you. You're right.
Yeah, just hitting a reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
I think sometimes that's all it takes, right? We'll see if it helps them moving forward in this one.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Different look here for the Warriors. David West, he's checked in for Pachulia. Iguodala comes in for Green. Patrick McCaw, he's checked in for Thompson. And it's Livingston in for Steph Curry.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
You know, and I'm not seeing any urgency out of this defense, especially considering the deficit in the score.
And here are the Warriors now. Myers Leonard getting it to go from deep. In the corner, Iguodala with it. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Pass to Connaughton. He kicks to Harkless. Here's Connaughton. Here's Napier. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. And shot on the way. That's good on the jump shot. Now just a 2-point Warrior lead.
I'll tell you, good or not, that isn't a shot they'll want him to take again.
Livingston dishes to Durant. In the corner, Iguodala with it. That's good, and a nice assist from Durant. Durant's got 3 assists now in this one.
Well, Iguodala gets himself squared up before shooting. You can't give him that kind of space.
Now here's Harkless. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Here's Connaughton. He's covered by Livingston. Davis, and he got the whistle, so he'll have a 3-point play opportunity.
And you gotta love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of a grinded-out game.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
Numbers this year at the line below 70, so when he's getting to the line, not nearly as effective as you'd like.
C.J. McCollum, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And the Warriors also making a change. Thompson, he's checked in for Patrick McCaw. There's 1:38 left to play in the third. Now Livingston, he's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Durant kicks to Iguodala. Now here's Livingston. He's guarded closely. Off target from three-point range.
Yeah, and C.J. McCollum mostly plays at that off-guard spot with the Blazers, but on a lot of teams, you could see him as the lead guard. I mean, 6'3" in height, and his handles are elite.
Now here's Iguodala. He's got 5. Durant kicks to Livingston. A screen from Thompson. Golden State needs to get off a shot, and Durant gets it to go.
And certainly, they are not hesitating, letting it fly from deep here in the second half.
Napier kicks to McCollum. Good, and it's Napier with the assist that time. And that's now 7 points for C.J. McCollum. Warriors have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Now here's Livingston. He's guarded closely. He can't get it to go. Here's McCollum. Again, McCollum missing. Golden State's got more than a 50% success rate on their three-pointers since halftime. They're 4 of 7.
Boy, you cannot let Andre Iguodala sprint past you in transition. He's a big-time threat in that environment.
Now here's McCollum. That shot misses. And we've watched 3 so far in this one. The Warriors on top, leading by 4. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And let's listen to head coach Terry Stotts review the game plan with his guys.
Defensively, you got to give a little more pressure to their shots, all right? Make them make the second, third, fourth.
That's Terry Stotts drawing the line defensively. Doesn't want the first guy with the ball to beat him.
And that's where a total effort is needed. Get back quickly, match up, call out screens, really the complete package.
Welcome back as we get rolling once more. The fourth quarter right ahead in what's been a very well-contested game. Setting the floor for the Warriors. It's the core of the Warriors out there with Curry, Clay, Iguodala, KD, and Draymond.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
From 13, that one off the back iron and out.
Well, he carves out the space he needs, just the finish was not good.
Lillard with no one around. And it's Lillard again missing.
Well, he had the defense's attention, dropping 2 threes in the first half, but he hasn't made one since.
And that one's good. Green.
Another triple, and that's been the story of this second half.
Boy, they have consistently been draining shots from deep, and that can take the heart out of an opponent.
Now here's Lillard. Screen by Nurkic. Out to Turner. Takes the 3. Hits it from three-point range.
That was a real quick comeback there. Both sides showing some range.
But both teams are pulling the trigger right now, showing great confidence from behind that arc.
Curry against Lillard. Curry kicks to Thompson. Shoots over Turner. Warriors the rebound. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Boy, Thompson keeps his composure through the contact. If you're going to foul him, it better be done right because you don't want to give him this and one.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Aminu's checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. Pachulia, he's checked in for Durant.
One shot.
That free throw good from Thompson.
Well, think about Klay Thompson. He's basketball royalty. His dad, of course, Michael, the #1 overall pick in 1978. He was a great player, an NBA champion, incredible lineage.
Now, here's Nurkic. It's stolen by Curry. And here we go. Fast break. Curry's got it. Here's Green. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And hard work on the glass. Once again, guys, they put a lot of effort and focus on the backboard.
And Aminu kicks to McCullough. Turner with the screen. This is to Nurkic. 6 to shoot. Iguodala outside. Lets it go from 11. No good there. Now Portland takes it the other way. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Here's Turner. Excellent D here by Iguodala. Warriors leading by 7. Pull-up jumper. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Boy, how about that look from Klay Thompson? For a player known for his shooting, that passing very special.
Pachulia with the steal. And even 3-on-3 break. From 15 feet away, it's Curry. That time on the assist by Iguodala.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
Yeah, just ice cold right now from the floor. Time to regroup.
I think, Greg, they look lost and they look frustrated. Not sure how they're missing so many shots right now.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, he just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
He silenced this crowd with an unreal display. His ability to drown out the noise and the hostility of an opposing crowd is pretty special. From the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Terry Stotts went over with his team. And he tried to pep them up. He said, look, nobody said this was going to be a cakewalk. We knew they weren't going to back down or go away. So if we want this game, we got to take it from them. A lot of fire from Coach during that speech, Kevin.
And then Iguodala with the dunk.
Wow, Iguodala, an incredible dunk. Woo, did he leave the ground quickly.
That was a great angle we just saw, courtesy of Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. Now here's McCollum. That's a 2 from Lillard. That falls. Nice feed that time from McCollum. And 12 points for Lillard.
Boy, excellent team basketball. Used the screen to free himself up and drill the jump shot.
Picked by Pachulia. McCollum against Thompson for the 3. Another 3 for Golden State.
Well, Kev, we know Andre Iguodala has proven himself a capable three-point shooter. You've got to show him a measure of respect.
Screen by Nurkic. Out left to the wing. Lillard with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up.
It's his first personal foul, first team foul.
There's 1:47 left to play in the final quarter. It's good. And it's 9 points for C.J. McCollum.
Boy, that's all by design now. Get the shot as soon as possible on that inbound pass.
They set the pick. Picked by Pachulia. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Another 3 for Golden State.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Warriors.
The sheer volume of three-pointers was the deciding factor tonight, it seemed.
Yeah, they sink one and then do it again, and that strategy did work.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win.
And they've taken control of the season series. This brings them to 2-0 with 1 game left against this squad.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for Iguodala.
I think it would be impossible to overstate the influence he had on this basketball game. He was the centerpiece of what they did on the offensive end and the anchor of their defense. That's as complete a performance as we've seen.
Doris, there are always rumblings about teams and players who don't like what the press is writing about them, trying to ban certain media members from the locker room. What's the danger, you think, in doing that?
To me, any credentialed media should never be banned from a locker room, from an opportunity to bring their fans closer to the sport, simply because you object either about the content of the coverage or the amount of coverage does not exclude a media member from the locker room. I think it's a very dangerous precedent, Kev.
Good point. .114 left to play here in the fourth. Lillard with it, and Curry picks him up defensively, and the basket by McCollum.
And Lillard focused on involving his teammates through passing, showing a real desire to make them better.
Outside Curry. He feeds it to Pachulia. And a great assist by Curry as that one goes in.
And that's a killer instinct on display as they try to put this one on ice.
I think that's exactly the mentality you have to have. You don't want to give this team any hope of coming back.
Thompson against McCollum. And Thompson kicks to Curry. Back to Thompson. Picked by Pachulia. Pass to Thompson. Shot clock at 5. Got him up in the air with the pump fake and then took advantage.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
So we see the Warriors taking the game here. A solid win on the road for them. This building was dead silent by the time, GA, this one wound down.
And that's what you want to do. Take the crowd out of it by crunch time. Don't give them any chance to lift their team up at the finish.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Andre. I know if you could bottle a game like tonight, you would. But what's the key as you look forward to these upcoming games?
The key is just not letting all the outside distractions, get in the way of letting us do what we want to do. So we got to come in, play tough, and guys be ready to play.
Great performance tonight, Andre. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you next time.